Let's go ahead and do what it do. Welcome to the show. Today is 1:32 Eastern Standard Time, USA, November 20th, 2020. Wherever you are in the world, I do want to thank you and welcome you to today's show. Without you, there is no show. So thank you for joining. Very, very much appreciated. As you know, all glory goes to the Most High. Let's give a backhand to the Most. No, pardon. Let's give a clap of the hands to the Most High, not a backhand. Let's give a round of applause to the Most High. All glory. All right, all right, all right. I don't want to take up too much of your time. If this is your first time tuning in, again, welcome. I am your host, Michael Israel. You can find downloadable shows on Spreaker.com where they're free and available for you. It's not monetized. I'm not getting any money from that. I would highly recommend that you do download the shows, as many as possible, as soon as you can. It's free. You can get a jump drive for maybe, I don't know, how much you can get a jump drive for. Depending on which size, how many gigs you're looking for, you could probably get one for maybe $7 to $20. And you could download everything that you need, not just my shows, but shows that are informative, shows that have truth, and make sure you have it of something that is of substance when the system shuts down, when the grid is shut down, when there's no more internet, when there's no more telephone, there's no more social media, which is all going to be done away with very, very soon. I'm going to try to keep this show at bay and try to keep it under an hour. It might be less than that. I got to get to work soon. But, yes, so that's very, very important. We're going to talk about a lot of other different things today. But today's show is called Dead Before Christmas. Pray during surge. Dead before Christmas. Pray during the surge. This is not to promote fear-mongering. This is not to have you worried. But this is caution. This is a warning to those who don't want to listen. For those who want to listen, for those who don't want to listen to the word of the Lord, for those who don't want to follow simple rules of not wearing a mask, not staying home in their chamber like the Lord tells us to, they're going to be accountable for their actions. The U.S. is passing over 250K in deaths with this whole Rona thing, with this whole the whole Rona. All right, this is it's terrible, and it will be even worse. When they first started out with the whole thing, pardon me, they were playing with numbers. You can go on Google initially. You could type in 111. You could type in 222, 333, 685, any three-digit number, and it'll just populate some weird stuff. And initially, maybe things weren't as clear as they should have been during the whole pandemonic energy that's going around the world right now. It's still wise to take heed to certain things. Okay? It's like wearing a mask is similar to going to a red light, and it's just you at the red light in your car. Now, you have a couple of options. You could stay at the red light and you could wait till it turns green and go past the light like a good citizen, like a good Samaritan, just abiding by a simple law. Because nobody's there. Nobody's to your left. Nobody's to your right. Nobody's behind you. Nobody's in front of you. And maybe you've been at the light for, I don't know, maybe a full minute. And you really wanted to get home. And it's like, man, why am I at this light for so long? I should just run it. Nobody's here. Nobody will know. There's no cameras right here. But it's just that feeling inside, that good practice of good deeds. is good, right? So you could technically also run the light even at the stop sign. You kind of see what I'm saying? It's like this whole mask thing is so simple. It's so simple. It's just wear a mask in certain public areas, whether you believe it's true or not. And the sad part about it is that if you don't believe that is true, to not wear a mask, how can you believe them, period, when they say this is true and this is not? You know? All right. And let's just go ahead and put this in perspective, right? With this whole no mask versus wearing a mask thing. Not too recently, it was Halloween. And a lot of people around the world, a lot of people in America dress up for Halloween every single year. Some people don't dress up and they know the truth and they just go to church and have church service. But yet they still give out candy. They may wear a little makeup. They may touch it a little bit, but they ain't really getting too crazy with it or whatever. But it's like if you wore a mask during Halloween, why are you tripping about wearing one now? We're in the season of fall and very soon winter in the next few weeks. So you'll wear a mask for Halloween just to dress up, but you won't wear one for the sake of your health, for the sake of being a mentor to little children who can't afford a mask, or for little children who parents don't want them to wear a mask, you know, or what have you, whatever reasons. It doesn't make any sense, right? Logically, right? And speaking of that paganistic holiday, which we already did a show on that several times about the whole breakdown of what it means and this and that, but let's just put this in perspective. What if on Halloween, everybody that dressed up stayed that way forever? If you dressed like a witch, you became a witch forever. If you dressed like Freddy Krueger, you became Freddy Krueger forever. Like that outfit was if that's what you chose, if you dressed like a carrot, a sweet pea, a pumpkin, whatever it is, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Man, it's crazy. We're going to do Not on the Mainstream News today, and we're going to talk about this whole Dead Before Christmas Day and how you really need to pray during this surge. You got to keep the faith. You got to keep your health. You got to keep your temple. You have to do a lot of things to stay fit. And it's truly the survival of the fittest. Truly it is. We got Q&A, and then we're going to run it with Static and maybe one more after that. We'll be back after this short break. Real TV, Michael Israel. Sometimes you just have to explain the way you feel. You just have to just... Q&A. We got another one. And I've got a lot of questions. I mean, I have some of the answers, but I've got questions and I need answers. I'm gonna do this in one take. Here we go. How you tell me you straight, but your mood ain't right? How did we make it to the moon when the moon is light? Somebody lying. Somebody tell me why. I know why. 'Cause they're afraid of light. That the whole world knew the truth. The whole world would cry. Yes, the whole world would fight. And then pop goes the weasel. It'll look like 4th of July. It'll look like World War III. It'll look like 4th of July. Potato and patata. Tomato and tomato. Some people say his name Jesus. And the devil wears Prada. Well, I say nada. I call him by his proper. Yah is the Father. And yes, I know Yahweh. Life is just a snack. Just wait until the entree. You'll find yourself, and yourself will be found. Admire who you are. Don't be frowned. If you live this life right, you'll get a white gown. So smile. Hold up. Tell me this. Why do people think that they're so invincible? They'll walk by you, can't say hi like you're invisible. Then they act like they made a pact with the devil then act so mystical and so whimsical, like money is not dispensable. It's not typical to be that difficult, like you're in a cult. So carry a little behind over there, back in the yard, acting like you a dog, unless you want to spar. You are not a god, so why you acting hard? And no, I didn't check organ donor on my identification card. Alright, what's up with the moon? Why the sky blue? Is the world round? Is the world flat? Who's the real Jew? And why my skin black? Who's the real you? Ask yourself that. What's up with the moon? Why the sky blue? Is the world round? Is the world flat? Who's the real Jew? Why my skin black? Who's the real you? Ask yourself that. What's up with the android? What's up with the humanoid? What's up with Siri? Why she acting all serious? Like she got her own voice. What's up with the government? Why they always trying to cover? Never mind. Wouldn't give a peppermint to an old veteran that's looking for some money and a lifestyle change, that's looking for some betterment. They doing some embezzling. It's not so puzzling. No, we got the covenant. They made me want to get a stick and get the key and have her moving like a chicken, like a oh no, never mind. I ain't even... Let me chill. Let me keep it real. Let me chill. Let me keep it real. What's up with the moon? Why the sky blue? Is the world round? Is the world flat? Who's the real Jew? And why my skin black? Who's the real you? Ask yourself that. I can tell you why the sky is blue. The sky is blue because of the sapphire that is a part of the heavenly floor in heaven, and it shines on the earth that gives its blue hue, and it's incredible. It's just amazing. It's just one of the answers that I have, but I have a lot of questions, and I have answers that I need. Q&A. Elon Musk, stop lying now. Stop lying. Y'all know y'all ain't go to no space. Y'all ain't go to no moon. Now you the third richest person in the world. You got to stop lying, man. Stop lying. NASA, all y'all. We're going to talk about y'all in a little bit. Let's get back to the show. Static. Sometimes you just have to explain the way you feel. You just have to just... I'm not a rebel. Hell no, I don't worship no devils. Please don't make me be wrathful. All vengeance to the Most High. I know inside you feel empty. Just pray and the Most High is with me. It's what you need to say to yourself to be productive. Don't try to go and measure the sin because it's a lot of pleasure. The rainstorm is raining. Why now? Abundance flowing to me right now. Don't be madly and don't be deceived. Don't eat the fruit like Eve. Don't try to be ashamed. This life is not a game. I'm about to go on a rampage. I need the Most High to save. Oh, right now this is a rage. I know the sound is heavy. This is not heavy metal. The Heavenly Father is mine. All mine, He's in my life. Don't try to ask me why. Are you not a part of the flock? You are like a boat on a dock. God is the opposite of dogs. Fifth Avenue is where they shop. Distribution, old-fashioned, the gorgeous. Yes, these words are really gorgeous. If you understand it, you can afford it. Harmonious birds punish rats quickly, good. Stalking the stair, don't bump your toe in the ocean. Why are you people still voting for the wrong person? That's not God. Ah! Ah! Freestyle. In the USA, yes, I'm a resident. I ain't vote for no president. I'm all about truth. Anything else, you know it's irrelevant. I'm all about real TV, baby, so come and get relevant. If you talking about anything else to me, you know it's irrelevant. I rap for the Most High. I do it for Yahweh. I gotta live right, We gotta live right, Forget the Donald Trump, Like, yep. The world is crazy. It's going to hell like a handbasket and a baby. Round and round it. Living the life right. Doing the thing right. You know it's out of sight. We going up real high. I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Savannah. I do it smooth, I rock bandana. And I don't gotta be a thug just to rock a bandana. I like banana, not like some mangoes. I love some chips, and I love some Pringles. And this is a freestyle. Real TV, you know me, this is a freestyle. My name is Michael. Lizards are reals. They look like Geicos. You know it's just real. Real TV. Real TV. The world is crazy. I'm still grown. I ain't got no baby. I want a wife. I'ma get a wife. I'ma get some land. I got a plan. I'ma get some produce. I'ma put it on my land. I don't like no mayo. I don't like no mayo. I like the postman. He give me my mayo. I cut my cuticle, but I don't do my nails. I don't like fungus, I don't like no fungus. If you talking that trash, you know it is bogus. This is a freestyle. My name is Michael Israel, like the archangel. I ain't no angel. I'm just trying to be right. Just trying to live right. Just trying to do right. Just trying to do right. Real TV. Real TV. Let's cut it short. We gotta. I ain't gonna do it to you like that. That's a new one coming soon, maybe. All right, so we back in the show. I'm gonna try to keep it short. I don't even know if I give you an out today, honestly. Talking a little fast again. I gotta go to work. You know how it is. Before I get into the show, called Dead Before Christmas, Pray During Surge. Again, I'm not trying to promote fear mongering. This is not to make you scared of anything. Okay, I love life. I'm all about life. I'm about life in this life, and I'm about life after death. And the whole goal about Real TV is keeping it 100, keeping it real. And today's show is just going to be a mix of a little bit of everything and not on the mainstream news. We're going to talk a little bit about COVID. And in no way am I casting a spell or wishing death upon anyone. But people have to take heed to the word of the Lord. People have to take heed to the simple laws that they asking you to do, to stay home, to quarantine if you're sick, to wear a mask. Is very simple. Okay? So with that, promoting life, I just have to say that I'm all about life. And I love my wife. And I thank the Lord for my wife, man. It's a blessing, honestly. Being married, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you could read the scripture and grab the booty at the same time. It's like the Lord is looking at you like, yes, huh? It's like, and I don't mean to throw nobody off. If you're trying to abstain from sex and you're trying to keep positivity in your mind and clear free, just don't think out there like that. Marriage is a beautiful thing. And anyways, I say that to say that I'm all about life. Even though this show is called Dead Before Christmas, Pray During Surge. Okay, all right. So let's touch up a little bit on not on the mainstream news. There's so much that is going on right now, and there is so much that has been going on. All right, so let's kind of recap a little bit. Jaguar Wright, have y'all heard about her? And notice some of the videos that she's been dropping. Jaguar is doing the thing. Jaguar knows about Yahweh. Jaguar knows about the Jews and the Jewish. So kudos to her on that. She just hasn't really been as fluid as bringing that up, but she does recognize the name Yahweh. She has admitted about herself being a Jew, which I give her kudos to. I don't know how she got a pass to drop names on all these celebs that's really that's really been doing the work of Satan and all, even though she's involved with the industry. But you know, like we know, truth shall set you free. She talks about herself before she outs anybody else, and you can see the truth in her eyes, and you can feel it. You know she ain't playing no games. So shouts out to Jaguar Wright. Hopefully some of these celebrities confess about what they did out the industry, submit their lives to Christ, and we'll all go to heaven. Because I want to hear them sing. I like their music too, you know. We all grew up on that. We like some songs. We try to abstain from that stuff, but you know, it is what it is. Hopefully they change their lives, they get out the industry, and they be more vocal like Jaguar Wright. All right. So what else happened not too long ago on the news? Man, there's so many things. You have the singer Jeremiah, and then you also have the rapper Jeremiah, who are both in critical condition with COVID, which is weird. But that's how the industry like to play. You know, originally you had a lot of celebrities coming out back and forth saying that they had COVID, like Idris Elbert, you know his name, the one guy, and so many others. You know, were they playing? I think so. You know, were they paid to say it? I think so. Is this stuff coming true together right now? Yes. Jeffrey Epstein, did he do it? Jeff and so many others did it. With all this hold up, rape allegations, sex trafficking, they're all doing it right now still. You know, this is a part of the blackmail. But what's funny is that how you let Jeff be the forefront of Hollywood, like, and that he is the only one doing it. Okay, when you forget about the Podestas, they just sitting back chilling. And I got a show. The Lord has on this time away. I did a lot of fasting. I did a lot of praying. I had to unite myself with the Lord, because doing a show like Real TV is a blessing, and it's also a lot on your soul. It's a lot on your mind. It's a lot on your physical body. Like, to manage a job. And there was times where I had two jobs. I'll work one job 7 to 2. I'll drop a show real quick before I gotta go to work in the afternoon, the evening shift. And then, you know, trying to balance life as a painter, which I'm a painter, and that takes days on end to finish, sometimes months. I'm also a sculptor. I do a lot of things in the art. I'm also a runner. I spend a lot of time alone, painting, running. I'm an avid marathon runner. I'm training for the 2024 Olympics, not to be, uh, uh, not to be a mogul, not to be an athletic supreme, if you will. It's not for accolades, but I'm doing it for the sake of all the nieces and nephews that I have. I have like 16 nieces and nephews. I have like 6 different sisters, okay? And out of the 6, 4 of them have 4 children each. And then 1 has 2 children. You know, I got a lot of nieces and nephews that look up to me as the only uncle, you know, they have. My Uncle Robert, years ago, he was my favorite uncle. And I noticed one thing in life. Never have a favorite anything. Don't. If you got a favorite son, if you have a favorite daughter, if you have a favorite uncle, cousin, take that away. Get it out your heart. And equally love everybody the same. Of course, naturally, we may love some people more than others. But we have to get to a level where we love everybody just the same as we love ourselves. Just like the scripture, okay? But I say this. My Uncle Rob, back in the day, he was a paraplegic. He lost his legs. He lost a few of his fingers at the age of 24 from a drunk driver. His leg got caught in a car. He was paralyzed from the neck down. And I knew him as a man in a wheelchair. You know, I was probably, I don't know, I was just young. I was maybe, I don't know, 7, 6 when I realized he was in a wheelchair. He was probably maybe in his 30s or 40s. He died years ago, in so many words. And he would always motivate me as a young boy, sitting in that wheelchair. Yeah, dribble the basketball like this, or run fast. He would be the one to motivate me all the time to do things, to teach me how to catch a baseball, how to play basketball, how to dunk, you know, how to run fast. And like I would cut his hair, I would organize his room and stuff like that. And like we would go to the mall, and like we would get on the city bus and stuff like that. And he would motivate me not just in those athletic things, but in life. When at one point I wanted to be a nurse, he, you know, inspired me to do a lot of things, like just overall and spiritually, you know. And he was I didn't have a father figure growing up, and he was the only man in my life at that time. And it's like, I want to do it for that, the Olympics for that. But again, I'm going on about a lot of different things in the show, but I also say these things to build a connection so you can know that I'm a real guy. I'm just like you. I got to put on my pants like you do. I got to go to the bathroom just like you do. Got to work just like everybody else, to eat, to survive, to live. I'm just trying to live good. I'm just trying to live decent in the eyes of the Most High. It says, do all things in decency and in order, right? That doesn't mean that we're perfect. Lord knows that we are human beings in this human world surrounded by sin. And sometimes there may be sin in our life that we have to escape from all the time. And sometimes we may fall. Sometimes you may slip up. Sometimes you may look at this. Sometimes you may do that. Sometimes you may say this. You may eat that. But every day is a practice to make life better in perfection. We're not perfect, but the scripture says, be ye perfect. Look that up. Type in be ye perfect. It doesn't say you are perfect. It says be ye perfect. That means strive in that direction to be perfect, to be excellent. In life, we should all want to do things in excellency. Never settle for mediocrity. Never. Never settle for mediocrity. Not how you iron your clothes, not how you cook your food, not how you talk to people, not how you settle for an interview, how you negotiate, how you love someone, how you run, how you play, how you anything. Never settle for mediocrity in life. Always excel and strive for the best and to be the best. Okay? All right. Let's go a little bit not on the mainstream news because I really got to get this going. So, I don't know if you heard, but they have it, grow your own human steak meals kit is not technically cannibalism, makers say. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this, and you probably can't believe this, but this is crazy, okay? It says, do-it-yourself meat kit, growing steaks made from human cells, was recently nominated for Design of the Year by the London-based Design Museum. I don't know if you hear me. I don't know if you're feeling me right now. But this is pure evil. Pure evil. There's something called Cinnamix. You can look it up, Cinnamix. Okay? Cinnamix is in a lot of flavored foods, a lot of things that says natural flavorings. By law, the FDA has permitted anybody that sells food, anybody that sells vitamins, they do not have to classify all of the ingredients that's within it. That's why you see things now that says spices. Well, what is spices? Spices can be a cluster of anything. That's why you see things that says natural flavorings. Well, what is natural flavorings? They consider Cinnamix a natural flavoring that is made of human DNA that they put in things like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and other things to name a few. Okay? So by the year 2050, it's already known. It's going to be by law that they're going to get away with meat. When the Lord tells us to get our own land, that's what he means. Even though we're in the land of the stranger, we're in a place that is not our own. Until we die or go to heaven, or die and be judged and go somewhere else, Lord forbid, but we're all striving to die in this place and then go to heaven. But until we do that, or until the Lord takes us out of the USA and we go back to our homeland, we are to get our own land. And if they drop this stimulus again, if you get unemployment again, if you have a little extra funds, you should look into some land. Because you're going to need chickens. You're going to need cows. You're going to need meat. It's a whole nother episode for vegans and vegetarians. I'm going to drop that for y'all. I was in your place. I used to think like you. I used to eat like you. Because I went with the scripture in Genesis. Okay? Where it says the herbs of the field ye shall eat, right? Okay? But you have to go precept upon precept. That was back then. And it was a reason for that, which we're not going to get into for now. Okay? But we're required to eat meat. We're required to eat meat. And I'm not going to get into that right now. But in regards to this meat, the name of the company is called Ouroboros Steak. You know what an Ouroboros is? It's a snake that eats itself. So if you look at a picture of an Ouroboros, it's one snake that eating his tail. It's in a circle. They call it Ouroboros because it's made of the dang on human cells. And not only that, but these snakes got to put their stamp on what's evil. You see the Panero bread bun is 666. You see Monster Soda 666. You see Red Bull, it has bull sperm in it. And all this other stuff. They have to put their stamps on all this stuff. That's their stuff. These snakes are telling us that humans are going to eat humans. And it's better for these snakes to eat people in plain sight. They're going to have this stuff at restaurants. It's going to be considered a delicacy. It's called Ouroboros Steak. After the circular symbol of the snake eating itself, tail first, the hypothetical kit would come with everything one needs to use their own cells to grow miniature human steaks. People think that eating oneself is cannibalism, which technically is not. Grace Knight, one of the designers, told Denzine magazine. I ain't even going to read the rest of this article. You can find this on your own, but that is some odd news for you. I don't know if y'all heard about Pope, the Vatican. On Instagram, he liked this lingerie model's picture. Man, and now he's trying to get Instagram to get to the bottom of this. What is the Pope? What are all these officials doing with an Instagram account anyways? You know, they doing a lot more stuff than Instagram. Let's talk about all the pedophilia that's going in there. Not only just with the Catholics, but with the nuns too. They dress the nun like they put so much focus on the priests, the Catholics, the Pope, the Vatican. We're forgetting about the nuns. That they're having sex with each other, that they're getting run in, and that they're having sex with little girls. The Boy Scouts just came out with 96,000 plus members admitting that they've been touched, that they've been molested. Why are y'all waiting all these years? See, the focus is on men. It's on the priests. It's on the Vatican. It's on the Boy Scouts. But nobody's not talking about the Girl Scouts. Nobody's not talking about the nuns. Okay? What's up with that? What's up with that? Let's see. What else we got? Where we at on time? Okay, we looking okay. there's a guy in Congress. There's a guy in Congress. His picture is all over the web. Pictures all over the web. Rudolph W. Giuliani, if I'm saying that right, or Giuliani, got some drip running from his face. Now, when you first look at it, you think it's Beijing. It looks like Beijing to me. A lot of people have been using Beijing. A lot of men still use it to this day. When Steve Harvey had that sharp, crisp fro, tapered, that it was full of Beijing. And a lot of guys use it to this day. But if you sweat, that's a wrap. It's a wrap. I ain't gonna lie. When I was a few years back, I used to use Beijing when I had a low cut. When I found out about it, I was like, man, that's how they make their tape line look all sharp. You know, I used to use a little Beijing. And but I'm an athlete, so when I would sweat, and that job would get on my white shirt, my white tee, get all on my shirt, drip down my face at work, I had to stop. I couldn't do it no more. And I like all white bedding. I wake up and I'd be like, man, my pillow's got a black eye. Oh, I got all this stuff on. I got, what is this, mold on my pillows? I just, you know what I mean? Bed just black, just full of soot. Full of soot, yo. And it's not cool, man. So if you're using Beijing, stop using Beijing. Man, you're not supposed to cut the hair on the side of your heads anyway. You're not even supposed to have get that tape up that you do on the side. You're not even supposed to do that. A lot of men want women to be natural, but they still getting tape ups, lineups. I don't know if you knew that or not. That's a whole different show. You can look it up in scripture. It's there. But this stuff that this guy has on his head is probably some soot that's seeping from within him. They're so evil that their internal being full of hate and lust and pedophilia and murder and blood drinking is seeping out of them. It could be Beijing. He could be full of, you know what? All right. Well, we're not going to get into that right now. What else we got not on the mainstream news that's been pretty crazy? Let's see. And we're going to get into the show. Again, today's show is called Dead Before Christmas, Pray During the Surge. Scripture says, pray ye always. We need to pray all day. Pray for yourself. Pray for other people that you go by, whether you're in traffic. If you hear a car just boom, boom, and it is a terrible crash, immediately pray for that person. Pray that they're okay. Pray that the angels from heaven help them. Pray that the Lord, pray for the people in the ambulance that has to rescue them. You know, pray for people in the street that you're walking by. Pray that they become men and women of Yahweh. Pray for their health. Pray for their finances, and then pray for yourself. Sometimes you could pray for so many people that you forget to pray for yourself. Pray ye always, okay? All right. So, what do we got? Not on the mainstream news. Mouthwash can kill coronavirus in 30 seconds, study says. Brush your teeth. If you're wearing a mask, wash your mask. Wash your mask, brush your teeth. You should wash your mask every day. If not every day, at least every 2 days. Or at least have multiple masks that you can wear. Okay? And then, not only if you have a cloth mask, you need to get a filter. All right? If you have some type of allergic reaction to the filter, to the carbon filter, maybe wrap it within a napkin and then put the napkin with the filter inside of your mask. If you're getting a cloth mask. All right? Because you're going to need more than the mask very soon to help during this pandemic. Apple will pay $113 million over investigation into slowing iPhones. That's a lot of money, but it's like when you're in the industry, you got to pay your dues. Everybody has to pay some type of dues. It's like, I know this sounds weird, but like you'll have a cyber company slow down the phones specifically just because XYZ is not paying their dues or whatever. You will have the same for celebrities. They will get their name bashed like Cat Williams or DMX if they're not paying their dues, if they're not doing the rituals or whatever. Another thing that's weird is whatever the iPhones are slowing down, Apple could be doing it themselves and then be trying to quote unquote put on public record that they're trying to put money up for this to see why their phones are being slowed down. It could be Bill Gates and Microsoft. It could be Nokia with their new phone system or something. Who knows? Maybe they don't have 5G. Maybe they don't have 6G like China. Who knows? But it's a whole cluster of many different things. Biden vows he will not implement a nationwide shutdown. Stop lying. Whenever you say something in Hollywood, whenever you say something on public record like that, when you say you're not going to do something, Hollywood will make it show business. And they will make sure that you look like a fool. So whenever you say you're not going to do something or this can't be done, they will make sure that it becomes show business and prove you wrong. So they say it's not going to be a shutdown. It's going to be another shutdown. Remember earlier this year, back in spring, when this whole thing started, we were slowly shutting down state by state. A little bit of this has to stop. A little bit of that has to stop. Can't go to the gym. Can't go to restaurant. Everything is happening in clusters because they know that the world will not accept it if it all happened at once. But people will slowly accept it because, oh, my state is not doing this. This state is doing that. All right, so we good over here. No, everybody's going to be shut down soon. And if they run that money, cut the check because I went in. All right. Where we at? Harris County plans to fight COVID by randomly knocking on your door and asking for, wait for it, blood. Harris County Public Health Survey says residents with COVID-19 antibodies in an effort to determine how many people already have been infected with the novel coronavirus. They are going to stop by people's home and they're going to be asking for blood. This is crazy, right? Where is Harris County? Where is this? Doesn't say. All right. Anywho, man, they doing the most. They're doing the most. This is weird. COVID masks must be worn in your home according to newest rules. COVID masks aren't something that will be going away anytime soon, and some places are ramping up use as the pandemic drags. I'm going to stop right there. If you got Yates Astro, if you have inspection checks, if you're in an apartment, condominium, if you have the maintenance man that need to come over to fix the toilet, whatever it is, make sure they wear a mask. Make sure they wear a mask. Don't let nobody in your house without wearing a mask that you don't know. I'll just go ahead and put that in the forefront. Man, this article is crazy. Where is this coming? Who is saying this? This is coming from Pennsylvania, talking about wearing a mask in your house. How they gonna know? PA, what y'all talking about, man? Is it because y'all filmed all the Batman movies in Pittsburgh? Batman wear a mask, so now everybody gotta wear a mask all the time? Even Batman wore a mask in his house. All right, where we at? Brooklyn Funeral Home has license revoked after dozens of decomposing bodies were found in U-Haul trucks. They say they had no one to help us out when they were at the height of COVID. Man, this is happening all the time. And what happens in spring? They're going to get a lot of people killed. They're going to get a lot of people sick. People like the goddamn going to move in spring. You got colleges who have new students every year who are moving with U-Hauls or some type of pickup truck, pesky, budget, whatever, are full of bodies. If they're putting dead bodies in U-Hauls, do you want your furniture in that? It reminds me of, listen, somebody, hey, post in the comments what I should do if you read this, or send me an email, send me a personal email, because I'm betwixt right now. I work at a hotel, and this hotel is not providing pillowcases for their rooms. The pillowcases are dirty. They don't have enough money to their budget for housekeeping until December. And for this whole month of November, they've been recycling pillowcases. They have said on the record, between employees, not everybody knows about it, but I know. And this is coming from the word of the executive housekeeper herself and hotel management themselves, that they don't have money to buy pillowcases. So if the rooms look clean, if the pillowcases look clean, they just fluff them, they iron out the wrinkles, and they leave them on the bed, man. It's more than the face that's going in that pillow. People are having sex and putting it under their back. To have sex, you got fluid and snot and blood and all type of stuff, man. They're going to get people killed. And I don't know what to do because I know about this. And silence is betrayal. It's like if you know the truth and don't say the truth, the blood is on your hands, and I know the truth. I cannot let this sit. I just need to know how I need to go about this, who I need to talk to. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I need a recommendation of who I can talk to, yo. Who I can call, who I can email or something. I need help, man, because it's a burden on me. They don't have money until December. They ain't have no money all this month. Since the middle of October, they've been recycling pillows, yo. All right. I don't know if you hear me, yo. I don't know if you hear me. All right, what Bill Gates saying? And let's move right along. Bill Gates is making headlines. Bill Gates unleashes dark prediction for the post-coronavirus world. What is Bill Gates talking about? What you talking about, Bill? Headlines are filled with coronavirus and COVID-19 related news in these days. All right, blah, blah, blah. What y'all talking about? Let's scroll down. So we're not going to read all this. Okay. Dark predictions about post-coronavirus world. Quote, coming from Bill Gates, my prediction would be that over 50% of business travel and over 30% of days in office will go away. He told Ross Sorkin during the New York Times. 50% of business travel and over 30 days in office will go away. All right, I got to get ready, y'all. All right. Yeah, I know the airline's not turning back no time soon. People are flying, but it's going to get real crazy. I know a guy that works at the airport. He's been working there for over 10 years. And he talks with all the pilots. He know a lot of people in the port or whatever. And after talking with the pilots and all these high officials that work at the airport, they say the airlines are not coming back till 2021, summer 2021. So whatever's going to pop off is really going to pop off. And you need more than me to tell you about it. I'm going to let some other people do the talk. I'm going to let some other people do the talking very shortly about what's going on in this crazy world, about how it's so evil. What's her name? Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion. Stop lying. I know a past few months, you say you got shot in the foot and you said Tory did it. All right. The same way they hemmed up Tory and had him with his hands up coming out the car is the same way they hemmed up Chris Brown with Rihanna. Chris and Rihanna, they do these ritual parties. They got to get beat up. They get ran in. These girls get raped. The woman, by far, I don't know. I mean, both is evil. Both is wrong. Both have an emotional effect, man or woman. Because men are having homosexual sex. They getting ran in. They got to keep it secret. And they getting tatted up to hide their essence, to make it seem like they're men. They're trying to act macho, like Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates, man, you can't have that many tattoos, bruh. And talk the way you talk and get your grill and act gangster the way you act. And you acting like we don't see that. All y'all, Jeezy, Gucci, all y'all, Chris Brown, all y'all. And it's sad, man. They cover themselves up with tats. They try to talk gangster. They have a lot of women around them, but they have to ritually have homosexual sex or sacrifice somebody. But the women, on the other hand, I feel just as bad for them because they have so many miscarriages that you never hear about. They get raped continually. It's sad, man. It's sad. It's so sad. And nobody's talking about it because their bank is filled, their pockets are fat, their family is eating, their mama got a crib, and they have all their vices. They have all the men they want. They have all the sex they want. Men get all the women they want, whatever. They have clout. You know what I mean? They don't want to lose that fame. They don't want to lose that life. They don't want to have millions and go work at McDonald's. because they don't want to do the rituals. Anyways, Megan Thee Stallion, stop lying about your foot. How did you get shot in the foot and the bullet didn't hit no bone? Your foot has the most bones in your entire body. Myself, I had a broken toe for over a year and was running on it. I had one little tiny broken toe, and it was the most agonizing pain after run, but I got a hard head, and I don't listen sometimes. Like, I was cleaning one time, and I had a 2-inch nail go in the heel of my foot. I literally stepped on a 2-inch nail, and the base of the nail was at the edge of my foot, and I pulled it out, and blood was gushing out. I put some Swedish bitters on it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not recommending you anything. I put some Swedish bitters on it. I put some dragon blood on it after that. I tapered it up. The very next day, I did 5 miles and went running. But I say that to say this. A person, I'm not saying that a bullet cannot go through your foot. A bullet cannot go through your foot and not break no bone. And then her and Cardi is doing a video. Some whores in his house. Right after that, it was a sacrifice for a clothing line. Listen, we gotta wrap this up because if y'all make me late for work now, if y'all make me late for work for this truth, y'all better send some donations. I tell y'all that right now. Y'all better send some donations because I do this for free. I do this for the love. I do this for the love of Christ, for dying for our sins, and I love y'all. That's why I do this for free. That's why I do this for free. But I should be charging for this, and I don't, and nobody gives me nothing. But if I'm late for work, y'all better send some cash now. All right, some food, something. Send something in the mail, something. All right, I'm not gonna do no mainstream news about what's going on in the world in that regards. There's a few other things I do want to say. Thanksgiving is coming up. Don't celebrate it. We're not supposed to celebrate the traditions of this world. Okay? If you need a refresher, don't get no turkey, because if you're stuffing turkey, you're stuffing the anus of the turkey, and you're basically eating from the anus of a turkey. Now, ain't nothing wrong with eating stuffing and eating turkey and all that stuff. You could do it before. You could do it right after. In fact, I recommend that you get a dehydrator. And all this food that's going on sale, stock up. Dehydrate some. Make your own MREs. After the big Thanksgiving, for the paganistic people in the world that are celebrating it, for their tradition, let them have it. We don't do that. Chill. After that, load up. Stock your fridge. Prep for this whole thing. Prep your body. Get citrus. Eat good. Make sure your place is clean and comfy. So if it does shut down again, you have to trip about staying in a dirty place. Make sure everything is spotless. It's looking clean. If you like to do art, get some art supplies. If you like to sew, get your sewing stuff. You know what I mean? Learn. All right? But we're not supposed to practice these traditions. Jeremiah 10, 2-4. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed in the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. The stars in the sky that we see don't look like a 5-pointed pentagram. Who says, where do we get that from? It's the Baphomet, it's Satan. Yet it's so evil in so many ways. People think putting a tree up is holy. There's nothing in the scripture that tells you to put up a tree. It's all mockery of the tree of life, because the tree of life is filled with all the fruits in the world, all the best orchids. Is in remembrance of the tree of knowledge that Adam and Eve ate. Okay, that Satan decorated himself to make look beautiful. Okay, I did a video on that. Go back and watch it if it's not deleted. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of his hands, of the workman with the axe. Don't people cut down a tree in the forest and set it up? Check it out. Verse 4. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers, that it move not. There's little screws at the bottom that you have to put a real tree in, or a fake tree in. You got to put water in it. Is that not true? The Lord's word is true. Don't put up no tree Don't get no poinsettias right now. It's paganistic. Ain't nothing wrong with poinsettias. The Lord made them, but the world don't celebrate it, okay? We ain't celebrating Thanksgiving. We ain't celebrating Christmas. We ain't about that. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of this world, and not after Christ. That's coming from Colossians 2, verse 10. Chapter 2, verse 8. All right? So those are some scriptures for you. You can go and read it. That's Colossians chapter 2, verse 8, and Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2 through 4. Okay? That's scripture. That's coming from the Lord. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And we ain't celebrating Christmas. And if y'all out there celebrating Thanksgiving, and y'all go house to house like y'all do, or if y'all go to the family's house and y'all do and y'all get caught up, go ahead and plan for a funeral by Christmas. They keep giving us this false hope about the stimulus. They've been doing it all summer. All right, we're going to go on vacation and y'all get the stimulus. Y'all get the unemployment. We'll send it. All right, after we come from vacation, we're going to see all that. We're in $27 trillion in debt. They're not going to send it again this year. We might get it in the beginning of 2021. So when they drop the money, cut the check. Invest in some land. Invest in your health. Getting some vitamins and eating well. Invest in your family. Do good with the money. Don't just get clothes and things like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but take care of yourself. All right. They got inmates moving bodies, man, because of this whole thing. They got nurses just out of place, feeling fatigued and overwhelmed. You got people dying, and people are dying, and people don't think they're dying. They got pandemic fatigue. It's been going on so long, they're tired of wearing the mask. You're tired of hearing about it. You know, it's a lot of lying going on. They saying they went to SpaceX. They done, man, stop lying, man. It's just a lot. It is a lot. If you get some money, some extra money, invest in cryptocurrency. This is my disclaimer. I'm not a professional. I'm not a broker by any means. I don't have any experience in this. This is just my opinion. Okay. Invest in Bitcoin. You're going to see Bitcoin ATMs all over your place. Just type in Bitcoin ATMs in your local area and see how many pop up. Coinstar and Kroger and Publix and Whole Foods and things. Invest in it. It's going to hit $1 million per coin. If you just invest $100, that 100 could turn into 10 G's. If you invest 1,000, that 1,000 could turn to 100,000. Invest in some XRP. You know, the actual coin, not the stock. But the actual coin, just a little bit. Some say, oh, I'm not going to do that. It's evil. Well, you know what? In the 1920s, they thought credit cards were evil too. But guess what? Don't you use a debit card? Don't you use a credit card? Listen, the Bible is very specific. Satan is going to cause all to have the mark of the beast. Okay? The mark of the beast is what is evil. Even though money is, quote unquote, the root of all evil. If you live by it, if you worship money, and you put it as your quote-unquote God, it is not the source that is evil itself. Cash has the pyramid on it. That looks evil. It has the essence of evil, but we have to use it to survive, to live, right? Just like the credit card. It has a chip in it, but it is not the chip. Cryptocurrency is not the mark of the beast. Until they have a mark of the beast, that is evil. Okay? The cryptocurrency right now is not. It's another form of currency. So you should invest in some. We'll talk about that another time. All right? I think this whole World War III thing, just my view, is that it's going to pop off soon. And it's going to be a war between U.S. and China that's going to start it off. Trump keep urging this whole China virus. They're trying to get the war going in Iran. The head of cybersecurity just got fired. And I think what's going to pop off is this. Once the war with, China goes off, they're going to ban all social media. They don't want us to talk. Shows are not going to be available. You're not going to be able to call people, text people, stuff like that. They're going to shut down the grid because the head of security of cybersecurity has just been fired. So other countries, adversaries, they're going to think that our system is weakened, and it's not. But I think somebody off of YouTube, whatever group it is, okay, is going to say that they created this pandemic thing, that they created the Rona. They're going to admit to it, and they're going to have facilities that they use because they need billions of dollars to create this stuff. It's going to be top scientists, top groups, whoever it is, they're going to admit to it. They're going to ban all YouTube, ban all social media, Twitter accounts, everything. They're going to shut it down. The world is going to go to war with China. Britain is going to step in and help the U.S. Millions are going to die, if not billions are going to die because of this nuclear war and this biological war. But Britain is going to help the U.S. win the war. Okay? Why? Because Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are living in L.A. And Queen Elizabeth and the boys are not going to let their family die like that. Another thing I want to say. Another good investment for you is looking into contact tracing. If you're tired of working for the man, if you're tired of working for corporate, if you need to come up on some money, I recommend to you that you go to Coursera.com, take up a couple of free courses in anything that you like. It's pretty cool. It's free. They got some things you can pay for. It's accredited by reputable universities. But one thing that you can look into that I did, I went to Johns Hopkins University online with Coursera.com, and I have a certificate in contact tracing, okay, where you can work from home. Depending on your jurisdiction, where you live, you can make as easy as $15 an hour or $22 to $24 an hour, sometimes up to $30 an hour. You work full time, okay, and the money's good. You work 8 hours a day, maybe 10 to 12, depending on what it is, but you work up to 6 days a week and you'll get paid. We're talking $2,300, $2,500 every 2 weeks. That's good money. And it's only temporary, but at least in 9 months, that's a come up. And you get to be at the crib. You know, it'll be a tough job. It's more than the money. You have to be in the helping people because people are going to be bleeding from the eyes, bleeding from the nose. They're going to need people to go get their food. They're going to need people to do their laundry. They're going to need, food delivery service. You're going to have to call on them, check on them, ask them how they're doing. I'm not in the practice yet, but I plan to get into the job soon. I recommend that you look into contact tracing jobs. Go online, get that schooling done. Maybe look into flying drones also. Drones are going to be the next big thing with package deliveries. Amazon, FedEx, UPS, USPS, that's going to be the next big thing soon. Look into that. Not only that, but when these people, I'm going to just say people, have these laser drones that are out killing people, maybe you could be the one to help detonate them things. You know what I mean? To shut them down. Look into coding also. That's helpful. All right. That's my piece on the show. I hope y'all really enjoyed it. I'm going to let these other people talk, and then I'm out. I got to go. I love you much. Stay tuned for the next. We got some new shows that's going to be dropping very, very soon. That's very heavy. This is coming from a nurse that is in the system. I'm going to let these few people talk. We got a nurse that is talking about how bad it is. And then you got a guy, he's going to be talking about how bad it is. And then he's going to tell you how the system is going to shut down. This democracy that we have is going to shut down very soon. And it's probably going to shut down before the whole election. Trump is going to stay in office. He's not leaving. He is the last president. Know that. There is no other president but him. There's going to be a dictatorship. A lot of people are going to die. And I got a whole new show on that coming soon. He's not going nowhere. If a war happens, if a natural disaster happens at any means, the habeas corpus is in law, the Patriot Act, and other things to help with national security. He's not going to leave office, okay? I don't know what's going to happen, but this man ain't going nowhere, all right? Listen to what these people are saying. Check this out. Real TV.
In a Facebook video earlier this month, Luana Rivers also described a room she calls the pit, where she says patients were sent to die with minimal treatment.
They did not aggressively treat them as they should have. And according to their staff, the doctors at the hospital wasn't aggressive before COVID, but even with COVID. So I saw a lot of people die that I feel like shouldn't have died. Y'all, that assignment there broke me. I was put in what's called a pit, and in this pit was 8 patients, all COVID positive. My first day of orientation, I was told that whatever patients go into the pit, they only come out in a body bag. The patients that we coded, we were not allowed to bag them because we would get too much exposure, which I hadn't seen. And because they were COVID positive, this hospital's policy was they only get 3 rounds of CPR, which is only 6 minutes. There's, out of all the codes that we had there, there's not a single patient that made it. Y'all, this, when I say this assignment here, like literally almost destroyed me. Like I called my husband from there, I called my best friend from there, and I just cried. And I just said, what I'm seeing here is just not right.
That
some of the people I've talked to are still spending 12-hour shifts in the ICU. They're watching patients die on them. They're having to zip those patients up in body bags, and then they end those shifts and they drive home past rows of packed restaurants, past packed sporting venues, past people having parties and going out to bars. That is emotionally devastating. It's people, these are the people who are trying to save everyone's lives. They are inundated, they're exhausted, and at the end of the day, they are forced to watch the people who will likely be in their ICUs and adding to their burden in about 2 weeks' time. And that social fatigue of having to deal with a society that isn't doing its part is crushing. People I've spoken to have said that in the spring, when this first started, they were energetic and they had a sense of purpose and drive to them. And partly that was buoyed by the fact that other people were doing their part and everyone was in it together. But we're past the days now when people were clapping for healthcare workers in the evening. People have forgotten, and pandemic fatigue has set in. And that means that healthcare workers who've been at this for the entire year, almost without a break, and who are now exhausted, feel like they've been left alone by the very public that they are trying to save. It falls upon all of us to do our part. It falls upon all of us to cancel our travel plans. It falls upon us to stay away from other people in indoor spaces who aren't from our households. Indoor spaces are the best way, indoor spaces provide some of the best conditions for the virus to transmit. Bars, restaurants, gyms, house parties, dinner parties, these are the means through which SARS-CoV-2 virus spreads easily. And we need to avoid those for the immediate future. We need to hunker down and we need to distance ourselves from each other, even at this painful time when we really want to be seeing and gathering and hugging our families. Because if we don't, many parts of our country's healthcare system are just going to collapse within the next few months, even before those signs of hope, before the new administration and before vaccines start coming into play.
Okay, I hope you got that. I hope you understand that. This is about to jump off. I'm going to run this back just a little touch for you because this system is about to shut down. I want you to listen very carefully one more time to what this guy got to say.
Ourselves from each other, even at this painful time when we really want to be seeing and gathering and hugging our families. Because if we don't, many parts of our country's healthcare system are just going to collapse within the next few months, even before those signs of hope, before the new administration and before vaccines start coming into play.
Okay, he said this system is going to collapse before the new administration. This is a science reporter. His name is Ed Young from Washington, D.C. Listen, it's time to take heed to the words of the Lord, okay? Man, listen, I love y'all much. And just stay tuned for the next shows. Most importantly, don't be like the world. Don't be like the world. Because when it jump off and somebody gets sick for real, they go into the hospital by themselves and they will die by themselves, surrounded in a room full of people in white coats. And I hope that they live a life that when they die, that they go to heaven and they surrounded by people in white gowns, man. Because this is real, y'all. This is real. If the people don't listen, it's a wrap. And if your preacher isn't crying for the people, then you need to cry for your preacher. All glory to the Most High. Stay safe. I'm old school, and I need that soul music. I need that jazzy type, that orchestra. I need that soul music. A lot going on in the world right now. A lot of wars going on right now, and a lot of people don't even care right now. I don't even know why. I don't know why. The UK and the USA and France just sent missiles to Damascus and Syria and all that. And you know they got allies. What we gonna do when the banks close? What we gonna do when the stores close? What we gonna do when we can't buy clothes from the retail stores? All that. What we gonna do when we can't shop online and your phone crash? What we gonna do? Everybody got apps. Everybody keep dating. And a lot of people keep hating on everybody that they don't even know. Some things you can't even say. A lot of people don't pray. But we gotta keep praying. We just gotta keep praying. If you wanna fall in love, then first thing you gotta do is pray. After you pray, then you gotta work on yourself. You gotta go to the gym and you gotta get fit and buy some new cologne, buy some new perfume, gotta put some clothes on, gotta get your mind right, gotta get fear out of sight and just find love. You will find love. So YouTube keep tripping. They keep cutting my videos. Cut one more video and I'm gon' start tripping. I need to just calm down. I need to just get around to those things that I really need to do, like take my little sister to church and then we hit up IHOP, pancakes. Mother's Day coming up. I need to write my dad. My dad's still in the pen. He get out in about 10. Yeah, my bro still in. He get out in 2021 or 2020. Gotta keep on writing them. I need to rent that car though. And just go sit